Yo, YouTube, what's good, man? We're back with another video. Got a little bit of a different video for you guys today. We're going to be going over what the Twitter community wants to see as improvements in MyTeam. It can range from content, gameplay, game modes, anything, just like this tweet says. So we're going to just be going over different things that the community, responded to under this tweet. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, if you guys want to be featured in this type of video in the future, make sure you guys are following me over there on Twitter if you have a Twitter account. Let's get into it, man. I'm just going to be going over some of the ones that I feel are most important. So if I don't get to you guys this tweet, I do apologize because, if I got through everybody's tweet, this video will probably be an hour plus, and I just don't want to do that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it, and let's see what the community wants to see. All right, so the first thing that we've got, the first suggestion that we've got is from my dog Raging, man. He's suggesting that we have short grinds for solid players and extensive grinds for good players. I 100% agree on this. I've been playing MLB The Show a lot this year. I really didn't, the past season, but at least in season 1, and then with the new season that has came out recently in MLB The Show, I think they have pretty much the formula when it comes to reward players. If level 40 was that, I guess you consider it a short grind because it's so easy to do now. And then we have an extensive grind for other players. Like, we should be getting things like spotlights, pretty often. I would say honestly every season. And the same thing with domination. That way, we're seeing cards that reflect what the cards are like in that season, rather than them dropping it ahead of time and then those cards just don't play. You feel what I'm saying? The next suggestion that we have is from my dog Levi. More consistent daily content. I think that pretty much goes without being said, man. Like, what they've been doing with the daily spotlights, with the daily holo cards that we're getting. I'd honestly argue we should, sprinkle in some locker codes here and there. But I do think at the minimum, there should be some sort of daily content every day. I don't know what that looks like. I don't really know. But it should be consistent throughout the season. I've also seen a lot of other tweets just saying that we just need consistency. And I think that's something that we, have, in the last couple seasons. And I hope they can kind of have that sort of momentum going into 2K24. Having that consistency of daily content and just knowing that we're gonna get good things in MyTeam. Moving on, we got a tweet from my dog Devil, my boy Devil, man. He's basically suggesting that we get a competitive and a ranked and a casual online. That's something that I have been pushing for so much. I think 2K is really overcomplicating things in that aspect. I think that is probably one of the easiest way to satisfy competitive versus casual, and everything like that. That way we can, have the best of both worlds. Again, MLB The Show does it really well, where they show you your competitive ranking, essentially your SBMM, and then of course as you go higher in the SBMM, your difficulty goes up. I think that's something that should also be implemented. And they have a casual mode as well, to the point where if you want to just load up and just have some fun, you can do that. I know they just recently announced the salary cap mode, but I don't know if they're planning on that being the competitive mode or not. I think it should just be competitive versus, ranked, unranked. I think it should just be that, something that simple. He's also suggesting less card tiers. I don't necessarily think less card tiers are the issue. I think Invincibles are a good idea. I think end games are also a good idea. I think we just need different SIGs. It just shouldn't be copy and paste like how it is right now. To the point where I literally can load up 2KDBC in game and I already know what it is. I don't even look at it anymore. I just know what's on the card. I know it's Sadiq Bey upper, Trey fade, etc., Stevie Francis size up. All the SIGs are the exact same. There's no variety. I feel like there should be some sort of a variety when it comes to those. All right, man. We've got another tweet here. It's from Strive AP, the community favorite on Twitter, man. That Twitter name is also extremely insane. If you know, you know. But getting into the meat of his actual tweet, get rid of different timings. I agree 100%. If they don't get rid of the different timings, it has to be more consistent. It has to be to the point where we know if we're going to get a sped up jump shot, or not. I think that's something that needs to be a thing. Can change the contest system. I agree as well. In the paint defense, I agree 100%. Adding weekend league, also a huge thing that could, I think that could get the game popping for casual, competitive grinders, anything like that. Just being able to see how you stack up against the competition. I think competition, brings out the best in people. I think, we'll see better content. We'll just see better overall things in the community. Might add a little bit more toxicity, but that's just kind of what comes with the territory. You feel what I'm saying? MyTeam anti-up, I just don't think that's something that they would do. Maybe nerfing fades. I think nerfing fades on next gen is definitely something that we should do. But at the same time, they would need to have the have the ability to quick stop again. I think that's kind of the give and take that you have there. Similar to what he said at the end of this tweet. Moving on to the next take, we have a tweet from the JC2K. You guys know JC. If you don't already, make sure you guys are going ahead and following his YouTube, following him on Twitter, etc. like that. Ranked and unranked, I already went over that. I agree 100%. Better leaderboard system. I also agree. There is no way that a dude that is literally 423 and 526 is top of the leaderboard, and somebody that's like 205. The guy that's 205 obviously should be on top. I don't think it should be based off of games that you've played. I think it should be based on that sort of rank that I was saying that MLB has. If they are able to implement some sort of a ranking system in 2K, I think whoever has the highest rank should be, at the top. Daily content, we went over that already. Weekendly, we went over that already as well. Guaranteed option packs is great. I think that's another thing that we definitely need to keep. I think, especially at the beginning of the year, it should be about $20 to $25. I think expecting people to pay $50 a week for a pink diamond day one is absolutely insane. So I think we should go there and then just see how it goes, because I guarantee you 2K would not necessarily lose money in that aspect, because they would get more people to buy those packs. They obviously are not going to make as much money per person, but they would make it because they would make up that loss by the amount of people that are actually buying the packs. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, I can try to elaborate in a different way if you guys are confused on what I'm saying. Level 40 should definitely be a top 50 card every season. I agree as well. And then let's go ahead and hop into the gameplay. This tweet right here at the bottom. Different shot times have to go. We kind of already hit on that already. Low ups or forward. Absolutely agree. Height definitely should not matter as much. And stop dropping 7-foot dudes who can shoot and have speed in January and February. Save the Giants till May at least. I agree as well. The pacing of my team has to be better. We were talking about this on Boost Stream. If we're getting a card like Tim Thomas, we should be getting other counters and things like that. And especially if they're going to drop 7-6 players, we should be getting more counters. Those type of cards should not be gate kept for months and months or weeks upon weeks, to the point where if you don't have a Yao Ming, if you don't have a Tim Thomas, you can't compete. I think that's unfair. I think, we should have other options. Moving on, we got my dog Trent. Taking quick drops and adrenaline out. I think taking adrenaline out, I don't think they should do that. I think they should just add more bars. Me personally, they've kind of got to rework it a little bit, because I found that times this year, there's points where I'll just randomly lose adrenaline and not really understand why, especially coming out of like a timeout. So I don't think adrenaline is the issue. I think quick drops definitely is something that need to be reworked. Maybe not necessarily take them out, but rework. You know what I'm saying? And addressing this bottom tweet here, grindable content auctionable. I agree 100%. I think, the introduction of unauctionable packs is kind of unfair to no money spent and just people that are grinding, the win the weekend pack or whatever the case may be. I think at least reward packs, depending on what the grind is, should be auctionable, so that way you can make that sort of big MT, and that way, as no money spent, you can compete with people that are also spending money. I think that's something that's missing in 2K, and that's something that we should consider, having in the game. Moving on, we got Nos. He's saying fix the paint defense, 100%. Fix the paint defense. Shot timing, something we've already went over. Adrenaline, something we've already went over as well. Fixing the delay. I'm gonna address this once and once only. There is an input delay on Xbox. There's not an input delay on PlayStation. If you do not know what I'm talking about, please do not try to address it. I've had people say to me that there's not Xbox delay. There's 100% Xbox delay. I can confirm that. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Keeping the guaranteed packs, we went over that as well. No meter. That's never going to happen, hedge funds. This is my dog's hedge funds. This is his suggestion. They're never going to take out the meter. The meter is just here to stay, in my opinion. I think, you know, turning off the meter is obviously going to give you an advantage, and I think that's already good enough what they have. Weekend league, we went over that. 12-0, I just don't think they're going to add that back. They may with the new salary cap, I don't know, but we'll see. I think 12-0, the reintroduction of 12-0 would be a good thing, but feasibility of it in the realistically speaking, I don't know, but maybe. I think it's a W idea at the end of the day. Moving on, I skipped over a couple of tweets because there were a lot of the same sort of things being suggested. Error codes, definitely 100%, especially with cross-plat being involved. They've got to make sure the servers are intact. They've got to make sure we're not getting error codes, especially in, qualifiers. If 250K comes back, just getting error codes in unlimited, whatever the case may be, that they've got to make sure that they're on top of that when it comes to that. And then, of course, releasing Yahoo's 5 mil. I just don't think that's going to be an issue anymore with the banning of, MyMT and everything like that. But yeah, again, that just kind of goes back to what I was saying about the whole sort of we should have counters. Yao Ming shouldn't be the end all be all at center. We should have other counters that can compete with Yao Ming. All right, so we've got this next tweet from Epoch07. I think that's how you say his name. Hopefully I said that wrong. I had to ask for clarity on what he meant by this. He's basically just saying to add a trading house. A trading house, kind of like how Madden has, where you can like exchange cards with people and everything like that. And I do think once you do that, the card should become unauctionable. Obviously, you should not be able to trade somebody a gold for a dark matter, etc. Things like that. I think that's something that 2K definitely needs to add into the game for sure. We've got a long one here from Aaron Erickson, man. So I'm 100% in agreement with this. 100%. You guys know I'm super big into theme teams and everything like that. We've got to have something that boosts up theme teams, man. It's been a long time coming. I understand we have dynamic duos. We've got to flesh that out a little bit more. Again, similar to MLB, they have the captain sort of thing where it boosts the team. If you have a certain amount of players that, again, it is as the example he used, that played in the 80s, or players that have over a certain 3-point rating, or players that were 2016 All-Stars, or whatever the case may be, whatever the theme may be, you have a captain that can boost those kind of cards. I think that's something that we should add. Trophy case was close. I think the trophy case should be back. I think it absolutely should come back with a reworked, revamped sort of system. As long as they especially explain it in game, there's no reason we should be trying to figure out how to do it through YouTube, through Twitter, everything like that. I think they should bring it back just better. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't want to really get into it because this video is going to take a long time. Something to show off your collections. I think that would be a W, like an NFT for max collector levels you can use in future years. Just something that can signify, they've had logos for, being on the leaderboards. They've had logos for people that are, next makers, or people that just have logos in general for 2K, professional athletes, rappers, etc. If they could add something like this for MyTeam where you can show off, certain accomplishments in the game, I think that would be pretty dope. Dog Jeff Bezos said consistency. I think this is something that's super important. Something that we've kind of hit on with the daily content. I just wanted to reiterate the fact that consistency is super important when it comes to the MyTeam mode. So I'm going to look at this tweet from Slidey here, man. The no RNG cards. I think RNG should be in the game, but I think it should be how it was in season 1, where if you get a certain amount of wins, you get the card. But you can also get it from RNG as well. I think that's something that's pretty... I think that was a good balance. It was just too many games early in season 1. That's why people were complaining about it so much. I think if they kind of lowered those win requirements, I think it would be a lot better. I don't know about no more out of positions. I think that the pacing of the game has to be better. We've got to drop out of positions a lot later in the year. I understand they're already dropping them pretty late, but like, I think the first out of position shouldn't be that ridiculous. We shouldn't be getting a power forward taco on the first out of position drop, and he just plays forever until we get a minute ball, and then those kind of things. The thing that I'm gonna take away from Peter from Shay's agenda, the main thing that I'm gonna take away from this tweet is making level 40s good again. Level 40s were really good in 2K21. They were okay last year, and this year they were pretty irrelevant outside of the Scottie Pippen in the first season. We can't have that. Level 40 has to be at the forefront of the mode, especially if that's going to be the main grind of the mode. We've got to have cards that are really good, cards that are going to be the best cards when they come out until the end of the season. You feel what I'm saying? That should be something that it should be the standard for my team. So Cool Wave said we need better menus. I agree 100%. I don't really know what that looks like. I'm not a UI UX expert. I have a little bit of knowledge as far as development and everything like that, but I just don't have that sort of knowledge when it comes to quality of life improvements and everything like that. But I do think that this is something we should shed light on, so that even if it's not in 2K24, it could be in the next game, or maybe they even improve it within 2K24. I don't know how close they are to being done with the game. Again, we're looking at him Duncan's tweet here. Better card management, quality of life improvement, select all discard. I think that's something that's pretty good, instead of having us being like going to each individual card in your collection and be like, all right, I want to send this one to the auction, then I gotta go click on this next one. You should be able to select multiple out of the collection and then be like, all right, I want to quick sell these, or I want to send all of these to the auction, I want to put all these in the exchange, etc., etc. Matchmaking and co-op, I agree 100%. I personally think they should even have a 5v5 co-op, but we may be getting ahead of ourselves here when I say that, so I'm just gonna keep it at 3v3. There should be matchmaking and co-op, kind of like how it is in the rec, the park, etc. You should be able to play with people. You should be able to queue up and co-op with randoms online and be able to hoop. All right, last but not least, we're going over Ice's tweet, man. We've got, he's saying we need more locker codes. I agree 100%. Everyone loves the locker codes, man. Everybody loves locker codes. We saw that with the 4th of July code. It was actually pretty good. And if they could do that consistently, maybe once every 2 weeks, I'm not asking for too much. Every week, I think every week should be fair. I think every week is fair. You feel me? I think that should be something we should look into. More rewards to the token market. I agree. I think they should have the token market how it was this year, where they're adding all those cards. They added the Series 1 cards. They added, player cards back from previous seasons, on top of the old token market where we got certain reward cards, just so that it feels a little bit more rewarding. I literally have 7,000 tokens sitting in my collection right now, collecting dust, because I have nothing to do with them. I think that's something that they should consider adding into as well. That's pretty much it. I think we've hit on everything. I may make a separate video. Again, just I'd rather just have just my opinion, just to see how you guys feel about it. I took you guys, the community's feedback on this one. I think it's a lot of good ideas coming out of it and everything like that. So I hope you guys did enjoy this type of video. If you guys did, make sure you guys let me know in the comment section below you guys want to see this more of these type of videos. Like the video, subscribe, share it with your friend, etc., etc. And we will see y'all in the next video. Peace.